So in this video, we're going to start talking about our decision for a discontinued operation. Now, you'll note that this is something that you face in the practice problem. The company decides that they're going to discontinue a portion of their company that relates to the restoration of cars. Now, when we're talking about this in a publicly traded setting, we have certain criteria that we have to establish. This is the criteria that the business decides, and also the criteria that the auditors decide whether or not they've been met, so that it can appropriately be called a discontinued operation. So it's defined by these items. The results of operations and cash flows of a component of a company have been or will be eliminated from the ongoing operations. So what's implicit in this? I mean, obviously, we're no longer going, that we're deciding that in the future, it doesn't have to happen immediately, right? We're not just shutting down, for example, in the Zukter, we're not just shutting down the restorations. We're still restoring cars. It's just now we've decided that we're winding down this part of the business. We're trying to sell it off. And in the future, it will be sold eventually, right? Might happen this year, might happen in the next year. But until then, it's not like we're just going to cancel all our operations, shut the power down in the factory, fire all our workers. This is a lengthy process for many companies. And depending on the scope of the operations, it could take more than 1 year in order to have the whole thing complete. So implicit in this is that the results of operations, the cash flows, that this discontinued component must be able to be separated from the company. So we have to have the ability to label every cash flow we make as either a part of the ongoing company or from the discontinued part of the company. We have to be able to label the assets that the discontinued component uses versus those assets that the ongoing portion of the company is using. We have to be able to do that in order to accurately disclose, all right, these are the assets that are going to go in the discontinued part. These are the assets that are going to go in the ongoing portion of the company, right? So cash flows, asset structures, liability structures, we have to be able to separate them out from a financial statement perspective in order to appropriately report this. Also, the discontinuation has to represent a strategic shift in the company's continuing operations. So we have to have like a major shift in the geographic area, lines of business, or it has to be like a significant equity investment of the ongoing company. So a strategic shift where we're shifting our focus. It doesn't mean that, for example, we have to stop our operations altogether in car restorations. Maybe we're just wrapping that up in a specific geographic segment. So we can still have portions of our company engaging in this business opportunity as long as, okay, we're peeling back from, say, Canada or Japan or Mexico or something like that, right? So I give you some examples of these. You can read through them, and they make sense in terms of being a